कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे।
Hare Krishna. So we will continue on the glorification of Srila Srivas Thakur. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur says that ki bolibe Srivasa उद्धार चरित्र यहाँ चरण धूलि samsar pavitra. That by the dust of the lotus feet of Srila Srivas Thakur, it is so powerful that it can purify the entire world. Krishna avatarayena vasudeva ghare yate kavihara sab nandera mandire. So Srivas is so fortunate as Lord Krishna, he appears in the house of Vasudev at Mathura. But all his childhood pastimes, his most sweet pastimes, he performs in the house of Nanda Maharaj. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya is born. Jagannath ghare hoila ei avatare Srivas Pandit ghare yatika vihare. Although Lord Chaitanya appears in the house of Sachi Jagannath, but all his pastimes are performed in the house of Srila Srivas Pandit. Say Navadeepa Vase Pandit Srivas Yaha Ramandire Hoila Chaitanya Vilas. So in his house, in Srivas Angan, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected this place to perform his pastime. The headquarters of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srivas Angan. So we will continue where we were yesterday. It's very, very instructive pastime, where we see that while Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing Sankirtan in Srivas Angan, and the son of Srivas, he passes away. Can you see the screen? Is the text visible? Okay. So I will just take a recap. एक दिन नाचे प्रभु श्रीवास मंदिरे सुखे श्रीवास आदि संकीर्तन करे देव व्याधि रोग ग्रहे श्रीवास नंदन परलोक हईल ना देखे नारी घन आनंद करे न नृत्य श्री सची नंदन अचंबित श्रीवास घरे उठिला क्रंदन सतवारे आइले गृहे पंडित श्रीवास देखी पुत्र होई आचे परलोकवास परम गंभीर भक्ता महातत्व ज्ञानी त्रिगणेर प्रबोधिते लगिला पानी तोमारत सब जना कृष्णेर महिमा संवर रोदन सबे चित्ते देह क्षमा अंतकाले सकृते सुनीले यार नाम अति महापात कियो याया कृष्ण धाम हे ना प्रभु अपने साक्षाते करे नृत्य गुण गाए यत तारा ब्रह्मांडिक भृत्य एई समय यहार होइला परलोक इहे ते की युवाया करीते आर शोका कौन काले शिशुर भाग्य पाई आबे कृतार्थ करिया अपनारे माई ताबे. One day, as the Lord was dancing in the house of Shivas, the devotees headed by Shivas happily engaged in Sankirtan. By the arrangement of providence, the ladies watched the son of Shivas leave his body because of some disease. So Shivas had one son, but he was having some chronic disease. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing his Sankirtan, at the same time, that boy passed away. He left his body, he died. As Sri Sachinandan was dancing in ecstasy, the sound of crying filled the house of Shivas. Shivas Pandit therefore immediately went inside the room and found that his son had left his body. So Shivas found out why the ladies were crying, because his son had died. Being more sober and conversant with the intricacies of spiritual science, Shivas began to solace the ladies. You all know the glories of Krishna. Control your crying and pacify your mind. A person who even once hears the name of Krishna at the time of death attains the abode of Krishna, even if he is most sinful. That Lord is now personally dancing here, and his servants headed by Brahma are glorifying his qualities. Is it proper to lament for a person who leaves his body at such a time? If I can ever become as fortunate as this child, I will consider my life successful. How Shivas is speaking this philosophy, or how Shivas is having these feelings? He says, if I can ever become as fortunate as this child, I will consider my life successful. How Shivas was able to have this feeling, or how he could say so? In this verse, it is mentioned, what is the quality required? Normally, people are overwhelmed by attachment and by affection. But here, Shivas, how he exhibits such quality? What is the special position of Shivas Thakur? Two qualities are mentioned here. What are these two qualities? Pradeep? This is very basic. This is where Krishna begins Bhagavad Gita also. That word is given there. Yesterday also I read this big verse, and today also I read. What is this quality? Bolo Pradeep. Speak. के पास वो क्या दो विशेष गुण थे, इसको वो ये बोल पा रहे थे. क्या आप लोग को आवाज नहीं आ रहा है क्या? आवाज तो आ रहा है. मनोराम प्रभु, आप बताओ.
Uh, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Two qualities mentioned here is one is He was sober Prabhuji, and another one is he was conversant
Very
with spiritual science.
Very good. Exact, precise answer. Very good. Thank you so much. First thing is, was sober. Sober is what? Can you connect the verse from Bhagavad Gita? This is where Krishna chastises Arjuna and begins to speak Bhagavad Gita. This is the first verse. Rayanshi, what is this verse?
श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्तकस्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजष्टमस्वर्गम् अकीर्तिं परमर्जुन.
No, that is chastisement. That is chastisement only. But this quality which he said, that is sober. Okay, Ramya, boliye. Your hand is up.
प्रभुजी धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
Yes, dhiras tatra na muhyate. Dhiras tatra na muhyati. What is the verse? Dehino asmin yatha dehi kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptis. Dhiras tatra na muhyati. One who is a sober person, one who is situated in this knowledge, who knows the spiritual science, he is never bewildered. Dhiras tatra na muhyati. He is never put into illusion. And here we see Srivas Pandit, he is removing the illusion of others, of other family members. Okay, go ahead. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a very detailed insight of this pastime. Here it is. Pradosha samay Srivasangane Sangopane Gauramani Shri Hari Kirtane Nache Nana Range Uthila Mangal Dhvani. So every day in the evening, Lord danced in various ways within Shiva's enclosed courtyard as the auspicious vibration of Hari's name filled the atmosphere. Mridanga Mardala Baje Karta Nathan Dekhi Sakalera Hoila Santapa Dura. The Kirtan was accompanied by mridangas, drums, kartalas, and occasional Maje Maje Jaya Atura. The miseries of
प्रभुजी your voice is breaking प्रभुजी.
अखंड प्रेमेते मत्तलत खाना गौरा. Hare Krishna.
Your voice is breaking प्रभुजी.
Can you hear me now?
It's better now प्रभुजी.
Okay. Otherwise, I will join from the handphone. And can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So at that time, the son of Srivas left his body within the house because of a disease inflicted by Providence, and the ladies loudly expressed their grief. क्रंदन उठिला सब कंदन उठिला होबे रस भंगा भक्ति विनोद धारे श्रीवास मानी बुझिला कारण पाशीला आपने घरे. Bhakti Vinod feared that if the crying became too loud, the Lord's ecstatic dancing would be disturbed. Realizing the situation, Srivas quickly went inside the house. प्रवेशिया अंतरपुरे नारी गणे शांत करे श्रीवास आमिया उपदेशे सुना पागलिनी गणा शोक करे आकारण किबा दुख थाके कृष्ण वेशे. So after entering the house, Srivas solaced the ladies with his nectarine instructions. Listen, you foolish ladies, you are uselessly lamenting. How can distress remain in the presence of ecstatic love for Krishna? This is very, very revolutionary. He is calling the crying mothers as foolish ladies. There is one more instance in Chaitanya Leela where the son of one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya is cursed to die. Associates of Lord Chaitanya, his son is cursed to die. And this curse is by no ordinary person. And as soon as the wife of that associate, she hears that her son has been cursed to die, she starts to cry. That if my son will die, then how can I maintain my life? And this associate comes there and she asks her wife, why you are crying? And she says, see, that personality has told that my son should die. And should I not cry? Oh. And there also the same reaction is there from Lord Chaitanya's associate. He says that you shut up, you foolish lady, stop crying. And here also it is said, you foolish lady, stop crying. Anyone remember this incident? Where is this incident? Who are these personalities? One who curses and the other who tells the wife not to cry. He says, if my son dies because of the curse, this is the greatest benediction. We should be dancing and not crying. You know this pastime? Not many would be knowing, but I hope at least one or two of you should be knowing. Who curses and who is the personality who says that it is a great benediction? This curse is a big blessing. बोलो किसी ने नहीं सुना ये पार्ट ऑफ चैतन्य लीला. प्रियंका
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण.
No Prabhuji. I didn't.
No? Sonika?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, not heard Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Anyone? Ramya, you know?
No, Prabhuji.
Who took sannyas, and after accepting sannyas, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the first 6 years, he traveled to South India, Vrindavan and other places. But during Rath Yatra, he would call all his associates from Navadvip to come. And almost 200 associates every year from Navadvip would come to Nilachal. And who were these personalities who would come? Advaita Acharya, Nityanand Prabhu, and others almost 200, 200 families. And the arrangements for all the travel, accommodation, prasadam, everything was done by whom? Which of the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do this service? Yes, Sonika.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Shivanand Sen.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Sonika, बोलिए.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes,
Shivanand
Shivanand
Sen.
Sen.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. Sorry? Shivanand Sen. That is right. Correct. Srila Shivanand Sen. They had to travel on foot, and there were many, barriers. There was this toll tax collectors, and they were all Muslims, and they used to very much harass the travelers. There was a tax to be paid from going from one side to the other or going from one state to the other. So it took some time. Srila Shivanand Sen was settling all the tax, and it became late. And it was time for prasadam, but prasadam was not served. So Nityanand Prabhu is Avadut, is Avadut. So he yelled, "Where is Shivanand? Where has he gone?" And then he says that Shivanand is not being seen and he has made no arrangement. There is no prasadam. I am feeling so hungry. Where is this rascal Shivanand? What is he doing? If he is so careless that he has not arranged prasadam, better his sons die. And when the wife of Simanand, she hears that Nityanand Prabhu has cursed that his sons will die, she starts to cry. That definitely my sons will die because it is a curse by Nityanand Prabhu. And when, after settling the account of the toll tax collectors and others, Shivanand Sen comes, one side he sees that Nityanand Prabhu is emanating fire. And on the other side, he sees that the wife is crying and she is not stopping. So what she does, first thing he chastises his wife, says, "You foolish lady, stop crying. Why you are crying?" So she says that Nityanand Prabhu has cursed that my sons will die. So should I not cry? And Shivanand Sen said that you foolish lady, this is the biggest boon. If your sons die because of conviction, this is what important is. The conviction that is there in the heart of unflinching devotion and their dedication. That anything of any other consideration has no value. Then the value for the opportunity to serve the Supreme Lord. And here Shivas is seeing that by his son passing away or the son leaving his body, it is going to become an impediment in service of Lord Chaitanya, calling out and telling the wife that you are a foolish lady. Just because of your bodily attachment, your temporary attachment, you are doing such a big disservice in the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Nitya Sutayara Shoka Kabhu Nahi Tara Anitya Sakti Sarvanasha Ashiyache Samsare Krishna Bajivare Tare Nitya Tattva Karaha Vilasa. One who has accepted Krishna as his eternal son never laments. Temporary attachment is the cause of one's ruin. You have come to this material world to worship Krishna, so remain joyful on the spiritual platform. Eide yavat sthiti kara Krishna chandre rati. Krishna jana dhan jana prana. Idehe anuragayata bhai bandhu pati mana. As long as you remain in this body, companion and life. Krishna jana Jana means your companion. Dhana, your wealth. And again, this is Jana. Jana means one who is closest to you. And also Prana, your life. You should understand that bodily relationship with your brothers, friends, husband, and children are all temporary. केवाकार पति सुता अनित्य संबंध कृता चाहिले रखीते नारे था अरे कर्म विपाक फले सुत होए वस कोले कर्मशय और रात्रि नारे. Who is anyone's husband or son? These are even if one wants to keep such a relationship forever, one son and sits on someone's lap. But when the result of his karma are exhausted, he cannot remain. Gati labhe prani Krishna pade hoite pade dure shoka samvarya namananda majo sabhe. Living entities who find happiness and distress in these relationships become degraded. This is the cause of degradation. And fall far away from the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, control your lamentation and become merged in the ecstasy of chanting Krishna's name. Then Bhakti Vinod's desire will be fulfilled. Very beautiful. Thakur is presenting here. Dhana jana gaya Krishna samarpana tabe kena mama suta boli kara dukha Krishna nila nija jana tare tar sukha. Why do you lament, O my son? Krishna has taken his dear one for his own pleasure. Krishna इच्छा मते सबा घटाए घाट नाटाए sukh dukha. Jnana, the will of Krishna to derive one's happiness and distress from these temporary incidents is the product of ignorance. ज्ञान अविद्याय कल्पना. यहाँ इच्छा कृष्ण करे तेई जन भाला तजिया पाने इच्छा गुचाओ जंजाला. Accept that Krishna's will is beneficial. Give up your selfish desires and be freed from contamination. De Krishna ne Krishna pale Krishna sabe rakhe. Krishna gives, Krishna takes, and Krishna maintains everyone. Krishna protects and Krishna kills whenever he desires. Krishna इच्छा विपरीते ये करे वशंतर इच्छा नहीं फले से पाए यतना. The desire of one who opposes the desire of Krishna will never be fulfilled. Except first we have to understand, then we have to accept, then gradually appreciate, and then possibly apply. We should not go against Krishna Ichha Viparita. One who tries to oppose the will of Krishna. The desire of one who opposes the desires of Krishna will never be fulfilled. Such a person achieves only misery. Iksha nahi phale se paye yatana. Tajiya sakal sharama anande pabe purna hobe kam. Give up all lamentations and hear the name of Krishna. Then you will feel ecstasy and your desires will be fulfilled. Bhakti vinodamage Srivasa Charane. Bhakti Vinod begs at the feet of Srivas for the strength to fully surrender to the Lord in life and in death. This is where Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur possibly would have meditated and wrote that song. Manasa deha geha jo kichu mor arpilu tua pade nanda kishore. Maro bhi rakho bhi jo ikshai tohar nijadas prati tua adhikar. This is Atma Nivedan song. Bhakti Vinod mage Shivasa Charane आत्मनिवेदन शक्ति जीवन ए मरणे सबु मिली बालक भाग विचारी छाड़ो बिमोही शोका चित्त विकारी. All of you consider the good fortune of this child and give up your illusion and lamentation which overcomes one heart. 14 भुवनपति नंद कुमार सची नंदन भेला नदिया अवतार सोही गोकुल चंदा आंगने मोरा नचाए भक्त साहा आनंद विभोरा. The same moon-like personality of Gokul is now absorbed in ascetic dancing with his devotees in my courtyard. Shiva Thakur is saying, Sunatha namagana balaka mora chodala deha hari priti vibhora. This child of mine left his body while listening to the chanting of the holy names and absorbed in love for Hari. Ai chena bhagayaba bhai hamarata bahu hoy bhava sagar para. If I can become fortunate like him, then I will cross this material ocean. तुहु सब विचारी यही विचार खाने करीब शोक चित्त विकार. You should all appreciate his good fortune. Why should you trouble your hearts with lamentation? स्थिर नाई होबे यदि उपदेशे वांछित होइब रस अवशेषे. If you are not pacified by my instructions, Srila Srivas Thakur is saying, then you will ultimately be deprived of the mellows of Krishna consciousness. Pashibu hamasura tatini mahe bhakti vinoda pramoda dekheta hai. Then I will drown myself in the water of Ganges. The prospect of this frightens Bhakti Vinod. So finally, Srivas Thakur tells the ladies that you stop crying and you stop lamenting and do what I have told you. And if you do not do that and you continue with your crying and your lamentation, then I will drown myself in the water of Ganges. श्रीवास वचन श्रवण करिया साध्वी पतिव्रत गण शोक परिहरी मृत शिशु राखी हरि रसे दिल मना. So all these ladies are very special ladies. They are not ordinary ladies. They are sadhvi and pativrata gana. After hearing the words of Shiva, the chaste ladies give up their lamentation over the dead child and fix their minds on the nectar of Hari's name. Anandamatiya angane aila puna nache gaur sane sakal pasari gaye nand sut guna. Shiva then returned to the courtyard filled with ecstasy. He forgot everything as you say. To speak is one thing, but to be able to dance. The father whose only son has died, he can say, yes, we many times speak also. From the external, we try to make a show that, okay, I'm not affected. But what is inside? He danced with Gauranga and sang the glories of Chari Ratri Marila Kumar Angane ke hana jani Srinama Mangale. Although Shiva's son died early in the night. Early in the night means before 10 o'clock. No one in the courtyard knew. They passed, it was almost past. Morning was about to come. Aji ke na paye dukha, buje hi grihe, kichu amangala ghatiya harila sukha. As the kirtan came to an end, Gaurhari asked, why I am feeling unhappy today? I think some misfortune has occurred in this house and taken away my happiness. When almost the kirtan was over. तबे भक्त जना निवेदन करे, श्रीवास शिशुर कथा सुनी गौर राय, बोले हाय हाय मरने पाइनु व्यथा. The devotees then related the news about Shiva's son to the Lord. On hearing about his death, Lord Gauranga exclaimed, Alas, this pains my heart. Kehana kahile amar ta khana vipad samvade sabe, bhakti vinoda bhakat vatsala snehete majhile tabe. So when Lord Chaitanya heard that Shiva's son has passed away, he says, why didn't any one of you inform me of this calamity when it happened? Bhakti Vinod says that the Lord then became filled with affection for his devotee. Prabhu Ravachana Takhane Suniya Shrivasa Lotana Bhumi Bole Suno na Tavarasa Bhanga Sahite na Pari Ami. After hearing the Lord's words, Shrivas fell on the ground and humbly replied, O Lord, I could not tolerate seeing your ecstasy disturbed. Ekatita naya mari ache na ताहे मोरा किबा दुख यदि सब मरे तोमारे हरिया तबु तपाई बेसुखे. So see what Srivas Thakur says. O Lord, only one of my sons died. Not only the son, the wives and the brothers and all others. I would be happy just by seeing your face. तब नित्य भंगा होइले आमार मरण होइते हरि ताई कु संवाद ना दिले तुम्हारे विपदा आशंका करी. If your dancing was disturbed, I would have died. To prevent this disturbance, I did not give you this bad news. एबे आज्ञा दिहा मृत्यु सुत लाए सत्कार करुणा सबे एते के सुनिया गोरद विजय मणि कांदीते लागिला तबे. O Lord, now order us so that we can perform the child's last rites. On hearing this, Gauranga, the crest jewel of the Brahmana, began to cry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, के मने सब छाड़िया याई बह प्राण विकल होया से कथा सुनिया भक्ति विनोदा माने ते पाइला भया. The Lord said, how will I give up everyone and leave? If I do, my life will be ruined. On hearing those words, Bhakti Vinod became frightened. What Lord Chaitanya is saying, how will I give up everyone and leave? If I do, my life will be ruined. Grahavashi Gana Mrityu-Sūta Aganete Anidata having the courtyard. Kalimala Hari Gora Jigya Seta Khana Shiva Se Chadi. The child was in front of Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya, he brought the child back to life. Gauranga would destroy the contamination of Kali, then ask the child, O child, why are you leaving Shrivas? Shrivasa chhadiya shishu, yao ki karan? What is the reason? Mrityu shishu mukhe jiva kare nivedana loka shiksha lagi prabhu tava acharana. The spirit soul, the child which passed away, he dead child. O Lord, your activities are meant for the instructions of everyone. Advaya parasakti tomara abhinna tattva hoya. You are the unlimited supreme absolute truth. The spiritual potency is non-different from you. Say parashakti trida hoya prakash tava iksha mate karaye tomara vilas. That spiritual potency manifests in three variants, in three varieties, and assists in your pastimes according to your will. What are these three potencies? Chitta Shakti Swarupa Nitya Lila Prakashiya tomare anand deha ladini hoya. Your spiritual potency manifests your eternal pastime, and in the form of ladini, she gives you happiness. Chit Shakti, Swarup Shakti, and ladini. Jiva Shakti hoye tava chitta kiran chhaye tatastha swabha. In the form of Jiva Shakti manifests the marginal situated living entities who are like spiritual sparks. Maya Shakti hoye kare prapancha srajana bahirmukha jivataye karaye bandhana. That spiritual potency in the form of Maya Shakti creates the material world within which she binds the materialistic living entities. Bhakti Vinoda bole aparadha phale bahirmukha hoye ache prapancha kabale. Bhakti Vinoda says, as a result of my offenses, I have rejected the service of the Lord and fallen in the clutches of material life. Purna Chidananda Tumi Tomar Chita Khanami Swabhava Taha Ami Tuyadas Swabhavat Taha Ami Tuyadas Paramaswatantra Tumi Tuya Paratantra Ami Tuya Pada Chhadi Sarvanasha. You are complete spiritual ecstasy, while I am spiritual spark. Therefore, I am by nature your servant. You are supremely independent, while I am fully dependent on you. I have become degraded because of giving up your lotus feet. This is very, very important discourse, which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is enlightening everyone through this son which passed away. And the son is saying that you are completely spiritual ecstasy while I am spiritual spark. Therefore, I am by nature your servant. Purna Chidananda Tumi Tomar Chitta Swabhava Taha Ami Tuya Das. What is the Swabhava, the constitutional position of the living entity? That is the eternal servant of the Lord. Jeev Krishna Das ए विश्वास कर ले तो और दुख नहीं. All the miseries and the sufferings of this material world is only because of this one reason, that the living entity does not accept himself as the subservient servant of the Supreme Lord. He wants to become the master. He wants to compete with Krishna. And in this great struggle of trying to compete with Krishna or trying to enjoy like Krishna, he is suffering. Jeev Krishna Das ei vishwas kar le to aur dukh nahi. The Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that. It is coming from where? Here. Here is the discourse, deep discourse. Therefore, I am by nature your servant. You are supremely independent while I am fully dependent on you. I have become degraded because of giving up your lotus feet. Swatantraya khana maya prati kainu mana swabhava chadila maya prapanche maya rabandhe padinu karama dhande karma chakre amara filaya. When I independently desired to enjoy Maya, I lost my constitutional nature. I then became bound by Maya within the material world and entangled in the network of karma. Maya tava iksha mate bandhe more ei jagate adrishta nirbandha lahua kare seita nirbandha mora ane shriva sera ghare putra rupa malini jathare. According to your will, Maya has bound me in this world within the iron chains of fate. As the result of the fate, I have taken birth in the womb of Malini as a son in the house of Shivas. Sei nirbandha punaraya more belaya yaya amitata kite nariyar tava iksha suprabhula mora iksha sudurbala ami jiva kinchana chara. Again, by that same fate, I am living. I cannot stay any longer. Your will is most powerful, while my will is most weak. I am poor, insignificant living entity. Ami Jeev Akinchana Chara. Yathaye pathao tumi avashay aibe ami kara keba putra pati pita chadera sambandha sabha taha nahi satya lava tumi jivera nitya palaita. I must go wherever you send me. Who is anyone's son, husband, or father? These are all material relationships with no tinge of truth to them. You are the eternal maintainer of the living entities. Samayoga viyogne yini sukha dukha mane gani tava pade shandila ashraya mayara garbhadha hoye majhe samsara loya bhakti vinodera sabhaya. One who gives up the shelter of your lotus feet and considers meeting and separation as the cause of happiness and distress becomes an ass in the hands of Maya. Maya ya Gardhava hoy. Gardhava means the Gadha, donkey. One who gives up the shelter of your lotus feet and considers meeting and separation as the cause of happiness and distress. Meeting and separation of what? The family relations. He becomes an ass in the hands of Maya and merges in the ocean of material existence. All this frightens Bhakti Vinod. Bandhilo Maya yei dina hoite avidya mora dhore aneka janma labhinu ami firinu Maya ghore. From the day Maya bound me with the ropes of ignorance and illusion, I have taken many births and wandered under the control of Maya. Devadanava Manava Pashu Patanga Kita Hoya Swarge Narake Bhutale Firi Anitya Asha Loya. I took birth among the demigods, demons, human beings, animals, birds, and insects. I wandered through heaven, hell, and earth to fulfill my temporary material desires. की जानी कि बा सुकृति बले शिवा से सुता होइनु नदिया धामे चरण तब दर्श परश कइनु. I do not know what pious deed I have done to take birth in Nadia as the son of Shivas, so that I could see and touch your lotus feet. सकल बारे मरण काले अनेक दुख पाई तुया प्रसंगे परम सुखे ei bar chali आई. At the time of everyone of my death, I suffered greatly. This time, however, I am departing in great happiness because of your association. इच्छाए त्वार जन्म यदि आभार होए हरि चरण तव प्रेम भक्त. Sorry, my only request is that if I may take another birth by your will, I may have a loving devotion for your lotus feet. या खाने शिशु नीरव भेला देखिया प्रभुर लीला श्रीवास गोष्ठी तजिया शोका आनंद मगन भेला. After seeing the Lord's pastime, the child felt silent. Shiva's family member gave up their lamentation and became absorbed in ecstasy. Gaura Charitra Amritara Dhara Karite Karite Pana Bhakti Vinoda Shiva Se Mage Yaya Yena Mora Prana. Bhakti Vinod begs Shivas, may I leave my body while drinking the nectarian characteristics of Gaura. शिवा से कहे ना प्रभु तुहु मोरा दास तुया प्रीति बंधनामी जगत प्रकाश. Very beautiful verse. The Lord said to Shivas, you are my servant. शिवा से कहे ना प्रभु तुहु मोरा दास. It is known throughout the world that I am bound by your love. तुया प्रीति बंध आमी जगत प्रकाश. Very beautiful verse. Bhaktagana Senapati Srivasa Pandita Jagat Ghushako Aji Tomara Charitra. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, O Srivas Pandit, you are the commander-in-chief of the devotees. Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivas Adi. Or Shivas is Adi. He is the original. He is the original pure devotee. Vasa Pandita. Jagata Gushako Adi Tomara Charitra. O Shivas Pandit, you are the commander in chief of the devotees. Let your glories be sung throughout the world. प्रपंचकर रक्षिणी माया बंधन तुम्हार नहीं को कभी दुख जगज जन. Let the people of the world see that the bondage of Maya, the predominating deity of this material world, can never bind you. धन जन देहा गेहा आमारे अर्पिया आमार सेवाए सुख आछे सुखी होया. You have offered your wealth, followers, body and house to me. Followers means family members, husband, wife, children, all the servants, all the resources. You have offered your wealth, followers, body and house to me. And your only happiness is in happily serving me. Mamalagi pushti lagi tomar samsha shikho ka grasta jane tomar achar. Very important. My family life nourishes my pastime. Your family life, sorry. Your family life nourishes my pastimes. Mama lila pushti lagi tomara samsara. My lila, my pastimes are nourished because of your family life. Normally, what is the situation? Material family life completely covers bhakti. But here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that your family life, it nourishes my pastimes. Let all householders learn from your behavior. Sikhau grahastha jane tomara achar. So he is the acharya of all the householders. Tava prema badachi ami nityananda ama duhe suta jani bhunjaye ananda. Nityananda and I are bound by your love. Enjoy ecstasy by considering us your sons. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives a big blessing. He says, from today, me, I and Nityanand, both of us are your sons. You have lost one son, that is the bodily relationship, but you have gained the eternal relationship of having two sons, me and Nityanand. Nityananda, now you are bound by your love. Enjoy ecstasy by considering us your sons. Nitya tattva sutayara anitya tanaya asakti na kare sei sajaye pralaya. One who accepts us as his eternal sons does not become attached to his mortal son, either in birth or death. Bhakti te tomara riyani chira dina tava sadhu bhave tumi shama morarina. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Just see. Lord Chaitanya is saying, I am eternally indebted to you, Srivas, because of your devotional self. Bhakti te tomara rini ami chira dina. Rini means is indebted. Like Krishna tells the gopis that na paraya hum. I can never ever repay the debt that I have with you. Tava sadhu bhave tumi shama mora rina. You alone can release me of my debts out of your saintly nature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I cannot repay, I cannot release myself from the debt that I have because of your loving service. Shiva sere paya bhakti vinoda kujana kakuti kariya mange gauranga charana. This rest Bhakti Vinod humbly begs at the feet of Shivas to attain the feet of Gauranga. Shivarsera prati Chaitanya prasad dekhiya sakal jana Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda bole nache ghana ghana. On seeing Lord Chaitanya's mercy on Shivas, all the devotees continually danced and chanted. All glories to Shri Chaitanya, all glories to Nityananda. Shivas mandire ki bhava uthila ताहा की वर्णन होए भाव युद्ध सने आनंद क्रंदने उठे Krishna prema moya. Who can describe the aesthetic love that manifested in the house of Shivas? Shivasa mandire ki bhava uthila. Taha ki varnan hoy. Who can describe the aesthetic love that manifested in the house of Srivas? There was a battle of conflicting emotions and aesthetic crying as the entire house became filled with aesthetic love for Krishna. चारि भाई चारि भाई पदी प्रभुर चरणे प्रेमे गदा गदेश्वरे कांदिया कांदिया ककुटी करिया गड़ी जाए प्रेम भरे. The four brothers fell at the lotus feet, at the Lord's lotus feet, and their voices became choked with love of God as they humbly offered prayers, cried, and rolled on the ground in ecstatic love. ओहे प्राणेश्वर ए हीना विपद प्रतिदिन ये न होया यहाँ ते तुम्हारा चरण युगले आसक्ति बंधी तेराया. O Lord of our lives, may such a calamity occur every day. Wow. विपदा संतु ता शाश्वत तत्र तत्र जगत गुरु भवतु दर्शनम यत्सात apunarbhava darshanam. This is Kunti Devi's prayers. And so is the mood of all the four brothers, Srivas, Sriram, Srinidhi and Sripati. O Lord of our lives, may such a calamity occur every day. Ei hena vipada pratidina yena hoya. Every day, so that our attachment for your lotus feet will continuously increase. Vipade sampade विपदे संपदे से दिन भाला यो दिने तुम्हारा स्मरण रहिते ये दिना से दिन विपद हरि. When we can remember you in either distress or happiness, that is an auspicious day, O Hari. If a day is passed without remembering you, that is an inauspicious day. श्रीवास गोष्ठी चरण पड़िया भक्ति विनोद भने तुम्हारे घोरा कृपा Vitariya Dekhao Durgat Jane. Bhakti Vinod falls at the feet of Shiva's family and prays, Gauranga belongs to you. Please be merciful and reveal him to this fallen soul. Nritya Shishulaye Tabe Bhakat Vatsala Bhakat Sangite Gaye Shri Nama Mangala. The Lord, who is affectionate to his devotees, then picked up the dead child as he chanted the auspicious holy name with the devotees. Gaite गायते गेला जानवीर तीरे बालक सटकरा कैला जानवीर नीरे. As they continued chanting, they went on the bank of Ganges and performed the child. Bolena mama saubhagya par safala hoila brata chila ye amar. The Ganges said, my good fortune is unlimited, my past deeds have become now born fruit. नृत्य शिशु देना घोरा जानवीर जले उठाइला जानवी देव शिशु लोक कोले. Gora then took the dead child into the water of the Ganges, and Ganga Devi rose from the water and accepted the child in her embrace. Uthila sparsha gora charan kamale shishu kole prema devi hoila talmala. Then she emotionally touched the feet of Gaura, holding the child in her embrace. The goddess became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Janvira bhava deki yata bhakta gana Shri Nama Mangal Dhvani kare anukshana. Swarga hoite deva kare pushpa varshana. Vimana sankula tabe chalila gamana. The demigods showered flowers from heaven. The entire sky was filled with their aeroplanes. Ei rupe nana bhave hoi Magana Satkara Kariya Snana Kaila Sarvajana. In this way, everyone became absorbed in various emotions as they completed a child last rite and took bath. Parama Ananda Sabe Gela Nija Gare Bhakti Vinod Maje Gora Bhava Bhare. Thereafter, they all returned to their homes in ecstasy, and Bhakti Vinod merged in ecstatic love for Lord Gauranga. नदिया नगरे गोरा चरित अमृता पिया शोक भय छाड़ा स्थिर कर चित्ता. Drink the nectarian characteristics of Gauranga's Nadiya's pastime and pacify your heart by giving up all lamentation and fear. Anitya samsara bhai Krishna matra sar Gaura shiksha mate Krishna bhaja nivara. O brothers, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, This material world is temporary and Krishna is the only essence. Always engage in the worship of Krishna according to the teachings of Gauranga. गौर चरण धरी से भाग्यवान ब्रजे राधा कृष्ण भजे से मोरा प्राण राधा कृष्ण गौर चंद्र नादे वृंदावन यही मात्र कर सारा पावे नित्य धन विद्या बुद्धिहीन दीना अकिंचर कर्म ज्ञान शून्य आमी शून्य सदाचर श्री गुरु वैष्णव मोरा दिली नैना उपाधि भक्तिहीन उपाधि होइला ईबे व्याधि Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, my spiritual master and the Vaishnava have given me Bhakti Vinod. Yet because I am devoid of devotion, this name has become a disease. Yatana kariya se vyadhi nirvarane yatana sharan alo inu ami Vaishnava charane. To cure this disease, I have taken shelter at the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Vaishnavera padaraja mastake dhari शोक शतन गाए भक्ति विनोदिया. So in this way, we see this passage. Continue. Hare Krishna. I'll have to stop here, but I have shared the, essence of it. Is this position so glorious? Why the Lord, out of Shiva's unparalleled love, devotion, dedication, and service, anything and everything of this world is completely insignificant. Actually, if one who has received Lord Chaitanya's mercy, he has distaste for this material world. He has developed distaste. And if one has not developed distaste for this material world, then means he is bereft of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Somehow we never did this discourse, a very, very deep discourse. It is still continuing. It may take many classes. Okay. So far we have done this much. It is almost 9:30. Spoke for more than an hour. But very, very wonderful. Today I got a call from Radhachandra Prabhu also. Yesterday also there was one missed call from Radhachandra Prabhu actually. But I could not call him. So I called him back today in the morning around 10. And I asked him that, Prabhu, you had called yesterday? He said, yes, because yesterday I went to Shiva's Angan. And when I went there, I was remembering all of you. So I said, what a great fortune for us. And I told you, Maharaj called me yesterday night around 7:30. So great fortune. I don't know why Shiva's Thakur is so kind on us, that he is bestowing so much of mercy on all of us. But then what? It is our duty to follow his teachings, to follow his instructions. Mahajana yena gatasu pantaha. To follow in the footsteps of what Srila Srivas Thakur has done for Lord Chaitanya. And how much he has pleased. So Chaitanya and Nityananda are eternally staying in the house of Shivas. This is there. This is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. The Bhaktivedanta Thakur is quoting it. Okay, I'll stop here. It is already late. Hare Krishna. Srila Shivas Pandit ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. We'll continue tomorrow from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto.